The Mets lineup is getting closer to last year, but they're still a piece away, and I think this is the guy and fits their short-term commitment philosophy. But the Mets have to give to get. This deal makes everyone whole if you look at it the right way.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
The offseason continues to move, and the Mets finally made a splash. They missed on Kyle Tucker, but turned around to land Bo Bichette, the assumed new third baseman for the team. And while that's exciting and all, the Mets still need a left fielder to fill out a full team. No, seriously, right now the Mets have 3 outfielders on their 40-man roster. Juan Soto, of course, Tyrone Taylor penciled in for center field, and the next name after that is Jarren Duran. So today I'm giving you a 3-team trade proposal that will fix that hole in left field and make everybody happy. But guys, you know the drill. I'm Tony Metro. This is your place for daily Mets content, keeping you up to date on all the team's moves this winter. Go ahead, leave this video a like, and hit that subscribe button. You guys are doing a great job. We're trying to get to our goal of 6K subscribers by opening day. And I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is the Mets' biggest need right now, just a few weeks from spring training? Go ahead, let me know in the comment section down below. So the Mets lineup on paper is looking better after Bo Bichette, but a Brandon Nimmo-sized hole in left field remains. Meanwhile, up in Boston, they have a surplus of outfielders and apparently are looking to fill a need at third base. They've been rumored to be talking with Houston about Isaac Paredes, so let's see how we can make this trade work for everybody. We're looking to keep Brett Baty in the orange and blue, and so in this proposal, the New York Mets are acquiring Jarren Duran, while the Red Sox get Jet Williams and Isaac Paredes from Houston, and the Mets are sending Mark Vientos, Ronnie Mauricio, and David Peterson to the Astros. The Mets are getting their source of offense in left field from Duran, who was an all-star and MVP candidate in 2024 after he hit 21 bombs and had an .834 OPS. But this past year was definitely a step backward for him. After posting an 8.7 WAR the previous year, Duran was worth almost half of that at 4.7 in only 3 less games in 2025. His OPS fell below 800 for the first time in 3 years, and he hit 5 less home runs, which translated to a slugging percentage that was 50 points lower. But Duran is still one of the top left fielders in the game, and I think would make the Mets lineup about as well-rounded as any in the league. We're talking about a guy who is basically a floor of a 4 wins above replacement player that could even get better with a right field in Queens more friendly to lefties than at Fenway Park. Defensively, he took some steps back last year in left and in center field, but he's still an upgrade over Brandon Nimmo out there, and I'd wager last season was the outlier, and he'll be at least above average for the next 3 years while he's under team control. He also gives you flexibility while Carson Bench comes up and gets his feet wet. Duran can play center or left field. They could have Duran hitting in any of the top 5 spots in the order, but an infield of Bo Bichette at third, Lindor at short, Marcus Semien at second, and I'm moving Brett Baty to first base where he belongs, a corner infielder by trade. I think that's the best move while making the newly signed Jorge Polanco the designated hitter who can still get reps around the infield. From Boston's perspective, they get the third baseman they're looking for after Alex Bregman signed with the Cubs. Rumors have the Sox and Astros talking up Paredes' trade already, and he could be a cheaper alternative for the next 2 years. Paredes hit 20 bombs with Houston last season with an .809 OPS, pretty comparable numbers to what they got from Breggy last year. Defensively, he's not going to be as good as Bregman, but you can do worse. Additionally, the Mets are sending Jet Williams in this deal to Boston, and it's part of trying to make them whole for dealing Jarren Duran. Williams is a top 100 prospect in baseball, but I don't know if there's any Mets farmhand that the fan base is more divided over. The numbers are there. Last year, crushed AA pitching with an .867 OPS and showed athleticism playing the middle infield positions plus center field while stealing 34 bases. But guys, I've said it before, his stature has people wondering. He's 5'7". To quote Moneyball, "We're not selling jeans," but it does raise some questions about whether his pop will play at the big league level or not. He has 31 homers in 294 games across 5 different levels of the minors since going pro. Still, there's a lot to like about Williams, and if he pans out, he could be the second baseman of the future for the Sox, who don't have any long-term plans there. And finally, let's get to Houston's side of all this. The Mets are paying the bulkhead here, giving up Mark Vientos, Ronnie Mauricio, and David Peterson. Peterson had his second half woes last year, but was an all-star through the first 4 months of the year, building off a strong end to the 2024 season. He has 1 year of control left, and while that's not ideal for Houston, they can plug him into their rotation right now, and if they're out of it by by the deadline, use him as a trade piece. More importantly, they're getting Mark Vientos to replace Paredes. It's hard to say what Mark Vientos is, but we know what he's not, and that's a good defensive third baseman. Still, Vientos has the upside as a guy that is just a year removed from a 27 home run season and an 837 OPS. A former top prospect that would do damage in that yard, and if Vientos came back into form, could be putting 25 to 30 home runs into the Crawford boxes on a yearly basis. A guy with 4 years of control to still figure it all out. And for good measure, the Mets will also send Ronnie Mauricio, who I've mentioned before, while I'd love to see what he can truly be, it just doesn't seem like the Mets are in that kind of position to give him runway. Houston can stash him in AAA if they want, or if Vientos profiles as a DH with Yordan Alvarez easing back into things, Mauricio can get playing time at the hot corner as well. I was told at a young age that the best kind of deal is when all sides walk away with a little bit less than what they wanted, and I think that's the case here. In the case of the Mets, they're giving up one of their top prospects in Jet Williams. And while that's a tough pill to swallow, there's still no certainty about what position he will play in the big leagues. The Mets don't lose Carson Bench, they don't lose AJ Ewing, but most importantly, none of their top pitching prospects go, meaning they could use them in the rotation this year, or in the case of, say, Brandon Sproat, maybe as a headliner in a trade to land someone like Freddie Peralta. Look, Red Sox fans, I know you don't want to move Jarren Duran, but here's the hard truth. There are 3 outfield spots, and he seems like the odd man out. They get Paredes to plug in at third base to replace Bregman, while also getting Jet Williams that could end up at any of the positions that we mentioned as soon as this year. It may feel like you're not getting the full trade value on Duran, but you've put yourself in this position, and sometimes you need to just accept the best possible deal. And in the case of Houston, they're getting some controllable position players, but achieving their ultimate goal of staying under the luxury tax. Jim Crane made it clear they do not want to go over it, and they are right up against it now, and they're heading to arbitration with Isaac Paredes that would put them over it. Houston filed at $8.75 million for this year on Paredes, while he filed for $9.9 million, which would put them above the $240 million luxury tax. Instead, they get Vientos, who could easily replace Paredes and do even more than he does, a lottery ticket in Ronnie Mauricio, plus David Peterson, which fits their rotation needs and is getting paid just $8.1 million for this year, $600,000 less than what they wanted to give to Paredes. So there it is, guys, a 3-team trade between the Mets, Red Sox, and Astros. I want to hear from you. Who do you think is getting the best of this deal? The Red Sox, the Astros, or the Mets? Who do you think says no to this deal? Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this baseball content, be sure to leave this video a like, and of course, smash that subscribe button so we can hit our 6K goal by opening day. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, I'm Tony Metro. Stay true to the orange and blue.